Happy Saturday. We're coming back. Been a little while, but messing with this thing when I get a chance to. Get an idea of what's been going on. I got new brakes, new tires, wheels mounted on the front. Over here, master cylinder's hung. It's the manual conversion by Willwood master cylinder. But here's the problem. The problem is, although this brake line threads into the master cylinder, the line does not seat. So it causes it to leak. So what I'm going to have to do, that's a 9/16 by 18 thread. So I tried going around, looking around. Didn't really have much luck finding anything as far as an adapter. The kit did come with this fitting, which will work, but this end is too small for that. So what I'm going to have to end up doing is finding a fitting that matches the same brake line size and this thread for this to work. So kind of a thing that I guess you run across every once in a while. But I'm actually getting ready to do the brakes on the other side of this. There's a new wheel mounted up. So yeah, it's looking more like something every day, really. You know, when I first got it, it didn't really look like much of nothing to what it is now, which I'm pretty happy with. Another big piece of the puzzle, I got a cow hood. And the way that seat is mounted in it, I'm glad I'm tall because I can barely see over top of it. I'm going to have to raise that seat up a little higher. But I picked that up. That is a hardwood 6-inch cow hood, fiberglass. He even gave me all the hardware for a lift-off, pins and everything else. I got 2 of those on either side, and I need to do the back. Just kind of getting done when I can, done when I can. But I think we're going to get there. First place I'm going to take this truck when it's all the way done is Salem, Indiana. There is a airport. Well, it used to be an airport. Now they use it for no prep drag racing. It's a flashlight start or arm drop. I think this is where this is going to end up going. First couple times I go, I think that I'm not going to per se try to race anybody. I want to really get a feel for this thing because, like you've heard me say it 100 times over, you know, this would be the fastest thing I've ever owned, period. You know, I'm used to half-ton trucks and, you know, yeah, they got V8s in them, but they're not really fast. I don't think they are, you know. So just kind of get a feel for it and go on from there, you know. I think if I tiptoe into this, it's going to be a lot better and I can be better, you know. And if I have any kind of problems or bugs or anything else, I can work it out before I actually go racing someone. That's just my take on it, you know, especially for somebody who's never done it. I mean, I've met people on country roads and drove, raced what I had as a daily driver, but this is a whole nother ball game. This is something I got adjustable shocks on. I have adjustable cow tracks on. I have all that, So, learning curve, but learning curves take time. So, I am thinking about in the future, I mean, it runs great the way it is. It may be a long way off, but a lot of guys are asking me, why not in the future think about nitrous, think about turbochargers, think about pro chargers, all that stuff. And I'll be honest with you folks, the bottom end of this engine, it has the hyper pistons, it's got factory rods, it's got, cast rods, it's got cast crankshaft in it. I have no business putting any kind of nitrous or boost to this engine. So, with that being said, I think a safer alternative, and I've always kind of liked the look of them, is I think eventually I'm going to put a tunnel ram on it with twin 4 barrels. The stall speed's it's high enough. I think it is. The gears are decent. I don't think it'd have a problem whatsoever. Might be a long way off. I mean, the thing it runs great the way it is. So it might be a while before I even decide to make that jump, to make that decision. It's just kind of something I'm thinking about in the future. The rear axle is aluminum slip, factory aluminum slip. I may put a spool in it. I may go different gears. I may put a bigger cam in it and leave it the way it is. Those springs are good for a 520 lift. The cam that's in it now is a 480, which I'm pretty happy with. It sounds great, but I could go a step further, to like a 500 or something like that. But for now, it's going to stay the way it is. And we're just going to see what happens and have fun. That's the biggest thing, is having fun with what you got. And, growing up, I've never had, necessarily the money. Of course, when you're young, you're kind of dumb with your money to be able to do this kind of stuff. And, demo derby is fun. I love it. I still love it. But all the money that I dumped in doing that, I could have had one of these already. So nothing against people who demo derby. Like I said, I love it. It's a hell of a thing. It's a rush like you wouldn't believe. But the bad side is you're always working on them. And I'm sure race cars, you're always working on them. But you're not breaking the same thing over and over and over and over. Or you're not, it's just kind of to me, this makes more sense. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to jump off here. Have a good one.